You're watching Brent Weber, Angie Mock, Lauren Richardson, Katie DeLong, and meteorologist John Slater. This is the Fox 25 Morning News.
Hey, it's coming up on 8:14 today. Plenty of folks will be watching Wall Street to see how the markets react to the Bush administration's bailout plan.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 25 Morning News. It's Tuesday, September 23rd. I'm Angie Mock.
And I'm Brent Weber. And a good morning to you, John Slater.
Good morning.
We have, Lauren's out at the pumpkin patch and all these things today, but it still doesn't quite feel like fall.
I know it.
New this morning, U.S. Representative John Sullivan says the U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Agency will open a fugitive operations team office in Tulsa. Sullivan says the federal agents will focus on national security, community safety, street gang members, child sex offenders, and those with prior convictions for violent crimes. And thanks very much, Greg. Well, with only a few states yet to weigh in, are the Democrats ready to make nice for the latest on Senators Obama and Clinton, as well as the Republican campaign for the White House? The best place to click is OKCFox.com's Campaign Plus. This week, the video list on the right-hand side explores the bigger issue, the Iraq War. In the headline. Welcome back. JR's got the spread working in the kitchen. And we'll find out about those WWE VIPs in a minute.
He's like, I hope you like ribs for breakfast. I'm like, ribs are my middle name. I'll have it morning, noon, and night.
There you go. Hey, only 20 minutes from Oklahoma City, Ron Farrell lives in a different world where trash is a tool, where an artist in a sweat-stained T-shirt is a brave visionary.
That's where we get this week's postcard from B Web, an eco-friendly postcard with a deeper look at how to go green.
Here, time does not so much stop as it does pause, long enough for preconceptions to be blown aside, revealing a place where things are not what they seem, where a man's not tied to his mortgage, where junk has an alternate definition.
Welcome to my country place. My hut, my eco hut, as my friends call it.
I see everything in a different light. I mean, I grew up about a mile from a fully equipped old-time blacksmith shop. So I grew up seeing all that junk around this thing, but I didn't see it as waste. I was fascinated with the shapes and the colors and what was it and how come it's not used anymore, sort of thing.
Ultimately directing Ron Farrell, the recycle artist, to a reconstituted way of living.
I built all the structure myself, mostly recycled materials. The utility poles are recycled. The sheet metal obviously is. Probably 30% of the structure of this building is recycled steel.
And my theory about it is, and the way I've geared my whole project, is that a house should be a tool and not an accessory. And we're now in the age of accessory housing, where they look pretty, they look old world, they look all that stuff, but all they do is suck energy. If the power goes out, you can't, they're uninhabitable.
Passive cooling, that's what the big roof's about. Passive heating, wood heat, composting toilet, gray water system.
My goal is a zero energy bill. So the first part of the equation there is I live very conservatively.
Everything waits to be called to action, like an old petroleum tank, soon to be a storm cellar.
So it's like a hobbit hole down in here.
I owned it for 10 years before I ever put it in the ground, or longer probably. So, but I always knew what it was going to be, but things happen when they're supposed to. So it's an evolutionary process, as is the food production. That's rolling now. There really is a thirst for this. I think there's a thirst for permission to think differently.
These beans, I went to the Asian market and bought a bag of black beans and planted them. And there they are. This was forest floor last year. But when I'm through, I'll have, about a half-acre garden. I have about 750 square feet here, no interior walls, insulated floor, super insulated walls. I use rigid polyurethane foam. I cover every door and every window every night, dead of winter.
I'm not telling anybody how they should live. That's not what I'm here for. I'm realizing a lot of people are really wanting to change their lives and change how they do things and how they see things and how they interact.
And perhaps how they look at a dusty, eccentric artist pulled from his garden for a chat, who reflects something organic many might like to see in themselves.
I got lucky in where I've ended up on this planet. I really feel that way. Yep. I'm glad I'm in Oklahoma. I had lots of opportunities to move to California, but I said, I do not want to live in a rat race, ever.
Well, there's so much more to Ron's story. He's a professional welder, has a master's degree, once owned a thriving t-shirt business, and today even works at Starbucks for the benefits. He's the type of guy we hope to introduce you to over the next week on what I'm calling KOKH.
Well, something fishy is going on at a nail salon in Edmond.
Women are getting fish pedicures. I guess guys could get them too. Here's how it works. You stick your feet in and tiny little fish chew off the dead skin. You can actually do this up at Lake Arcadia, but they're not so small. V-Nails in Edmond ordered the fish from Turkey. The owner says it's the only place in Oklahoma where you'll find the feasting fish.
I think an advantage.
V-Nails lets its patrons keep feet in the pond for half an hour. The fish then get an hour break, and the water is cleaned out for sanitary reasons. That's when you know we were talking about dating things, when you know it's a good relationship. You know she loves you.
Yeah.
That's right. When she nibbles the dry skin off your feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, oh, it's the fish that do that. Sorry.
Oh, that was way too much information at 6:25. I haven't even been able to digest my breakfast. Thank you very much, Brent.
You know, the weather's nice. Brent, what are you doing there?
I'm actually not going to, I shouldn't even touch it again because I have no skills, but this is it, baby. We're giving this away, what, Thursday, Angie?
Yeah, we are. It is now time for our giveaway, our Joe Bonamassa giveaway. 2 tickets and a copy of his latest CD to caller number 10, 475-9190. 475-9190. We're giving away a pair of tickets every day until Thursday. Then we give away this autographed guitar, and it's not autographed by Brent Weber. It's autographed by Joe.
Theirs is autographed. I think it's the other way around, but I don't want to turn it upside down. But how cool is that, man?
Ooh,
and I promise not to destroy it between now and then because we all have already determined I can't play.
You look good with it.
Thanks, man. It is all how you look. I can play, Rockstar or whatever it is, the video game with this. You don't have to be able to play guitar, right? I also recommend Oklahoma's College Savings Plan. It's kind of like a cafeteria plan, and another website to check out, fastweb.com. There are so many scholarships out there. Sometimes all you have to do is write an essay. $500 here and there. Students trust us on that. We've linked it all to our website.
Absolutely. Well, what do we got here?
Well, I've got the whole earth right now in my hands.
Oh.
I am the sun. You are the earth. Here, give me the sun.
We're going to have a little demonstration. Today's the first day of fall.
Okay.
You're going to play sun.
I feel like I'm
You're
in
Mr.
school
Sunshine,
again.
Brent.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Now, the sun comes right at the earth, obviously. Our seasons are controlled by the earth tilted on its axis, right? In the wintertime, just hold the sun right there. In the wintertime, the northern hemisphere, which is up here, is tilted away from the sun. So the direct rays are south of the equator, and they're having summertime south of the equator. We have our winter this particular time because the northern hemisphere is tilted away.
I could mess with you.
Now, our summer is when the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun like that. That's our summer month. So
which is why
we're getting
it's winter
direct
in
rays of the sun. Even though, believe it or not, in the summertime, the Earth is actually further from the sun, believe it or not. But it's actually that the rays are more direct, that we get the hotter temperatures during the summer. So right now we're in that transition period.
Okay.
He's trying to burn everyone
told me
out.
that
What if there was no tilt, for example?
We wouldn't have seasons.
We wouldn't have
That's how we get our seasons. So right now we're sort of in that transition between summer and winter and fall and spring. So it's the autumnal equinox. It's the direct rays are right on the equator right now. That's our autumnal equinox, and that's what's happening today. So let's check it out. We have fall weather out there.
You can have the sun back.
Oh, you're our sunshine. Keep hanging on to it.
All right, Mr. Sunshine, down there.
A little noise. If you're used to actually trying to get the snap call going like Jason White had to do with all this noise when he was playing, and Billy Sims, well, he just waited till the guy handed him the ball. Then he ran till they blew the whistle and made him stop. He usually didn't stop then. He kept running. But it is a great morning out here as we're kicking off the football season with 2 OU greats, 2 of 4 Heisman Trophy winners, and in fact, Billy Sims, you got a third Heisman winner who was trying to still get out here with us today, a legend who preceded you two.
Grandpa.
Yeah, he's part of a pretty cool venture you guys have going on at Riverwind Casino. Tell us about that.
Without a doubt.
It's very cool. Hey, and by the way, at Autographs, where they're having the grand opening today, is at the casino. They won't have these shoes, but White made me put these on so that now that since I'm all of 5'9", now I really am am towered under. And he told me that they don't currently sell the OSU left foot, OU right foot. One would be bigger than the other, apparently, but
you might have something there.
It's possible.
A shoot body. That's what
a shoot body.
Hey, how about that concept, Jason?
You guys should get together. You guys, you know, we have to talk football. And
of course, bro.
You know,
God's country. We got to talk football.
And both you guys can give us a little bit of the feel for what this week is like. Because quarterback-wise, I mean, here's a guy who all the stuff he went through to get his opportunity. Then when you finally get the snap in that first big game of that great season that you had to win the Heisman, it was all worth it to that point. But you went through a lot to get to that point. Now we got another guy who'll be taking his first snap in a D1 game. Don't care who you're playing. It's not easy.
No, it's you know, it's funny coming and going through the same situation, and now you look at those guys going through that same situation, and I can only imagine, and I had the same feeling that Sam has right now today. It's only going to get worse till tomorrow.
Yeah, no kidding.
But hopefully, you know, he goes out and does what he's supposed to do and has a great game.
Sam Bradford's going to take those snaps, and then who gets to take most of the handoffs? A lot of times, this first game of the year, especially with an injury to their starter, whether or not he'll take a lot of snaps, we'll find that out. But Billy Sims, if you're a running back and you can play, you want to play against North Texas State, don't you?
No question about it. Everybody in the backfield are licking their chops for this game, and with a great supporting cast around the running backs, they're going to have a great day, I'm sure.
You know, I was kind of looking at some of the, you guys can now step back a little bit. He's been stepped back from it a year or two, or a decade or so, or two before you. But now you can actually look at it from a different perspective, like, you know, Steve Owens might look at it. Wow, and when you're in it, it really is something special. Can you really appreciate what it's like to be part of a program like this when you're in it?
Oh, no question about it. You know, some 30 years later, I still drool about the fact that I made the right choice, and Coach Switzer convinced me to come to the University of Oklahoma and not Baylor University. That was my first choice, believe it or not. And just the fan atmosphere and the great support that the fans show for the university around the state never goes away.
And by the way, Owens, from what Billy tells me, is he's bigger, you know, and he still owns the single-season carry mark, I think, for running backs, too.
He probably can have it, too, you know, 55 times in one game.
Yeah.
Come on.
They don't do that anymore, do they? They throw it 55 times in a game, though.
Yeah.